In this video, I will show you what worked to easily fix the volume control buttons on an LG G5. It's a very common problem. In this case, you can turn the volume up, but you can bang away on the volume down button and nothing happens. We were staying in a hotel room doing a nice little vacation when this happened, so we didn't have any tools with us. And can you believe the hotel did not have micro tools for cell phone repair? They did have this little sewing kit, and between us we had what might be the smallest pocket knife you've ever seen. We're going to use it to take the phone apart and repair the volume control. So we'll pull the battery out, and we'll have to pull these two little Phillips screws out. So the tip of this knife blade works well enough on these small Phillips screws to remove them, and once we get those out, we're going to need to remove the SIM card, and that'll be the first use of the sewing kit. We'll use one of the needles to eject the SIM card tray. You have to do that before you take the phone apart, and we'll just pull that out and set it aside. And the hotel also was gracious enough to provide a pen in the room, so we'll make use of that to keep constant pressure between the front and back of the phone while I use this Swiss Army cell phone tool to release the friction tabs. The pen just keeps it from going back together so that you can continue to make progress releasing the pressure tabs. You can see here, once you get about halfway up the side of the phone like this, that should be enough to be able to pull it apart. And voila, this is the volume control button here, and believe it or not, it's usually not the problem, but these contacts up here are. They're usually not pressing hard enough against the terminals on the circuit board right here. So what we need to do is raise where this screw is so that there's more pressure on those contacts. These phones, they sit in windshields and they get vibrated quite a bit, and over time that's what happens as these contacts lose pressure. You'll see it's a very common problem. The volume buttons stop working when that happens, and people replace the volume buttons and then they're shocked that it continues to stop working. So we'll go ahead and remove two of these screws, and what that'll do is allow us to lift up just the edge of the motherboard, or the main circuit board if you will. And you see here, once we put a spacer in there, the board will be high enough to provide more pressure. But here's the problem, and get ready for the flash. I'm going to try to give you a better look at the back of this circuit board. You can see that on the back here it's metal, which means it's an important ground contact point. So any spacer we use has to be metal. Well, breakfast burrito to the rescue. It showed up in this aluminum container. So what I'm going to do is use the scissors on this knife to harvest some raw materials and make a metal conductive spacer washer to fix this phone. And this is the raw material we'll be using here. Definitely conductive. And I'll use the scissors to trim it down to a size that'll work better for a spacer. If you're doing this at home, aluminum foil will work, but a better choice might be copper foil tape or a copper micro washer. Okay, so this is going to become our conductive washer. But washers have holes for the screw, but this is where it's going to go. It's just going to tuck right in here. And to put a hole in it, I'm going to use one of the needles in the sewing kit to start a pilot hole. It's not going to be big enough for the screw, but it's going to be right in the center where I want it. So I'm just going to skewer this thing with the needle, and I'll give you a closer look here. That gives us a little starter hole to work with, and then I'm going to use the tip of the scissors to make the hole a little bit bigger. And this thing even has tweezers, so I can pick it up and show it to you. This is going to be our little conductive washer. You can see the little hole in the center, and now we can just put it into place. So you'll notice with my right hand, I'm going to use my thumb to pin the washer in place so it doesn't try to make a run for it while I'm trying to center it. And once I get it centered, I can show it to you. There, you can see it. It's got a little hole in it. Now that hole's not quite big enough, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the screw in there, and I'm going to use the tip of the scissors to just coax the screw down a little bit so it stays in place. And it looks like that worked. So now, carefully set this down and reopen the bigger blade, and we'll finish it off. You notice I back up a little bit first so I don't get a cross thread, and I'll just tighten it down. Okay, now we need to put the second screw back in for the circuit board. And I'll speed through this just a little bit, save you guys some time. Okay, so those are both tight. We can look at our finished product here. You can see from the edge, so we've got our little spacer in, and that definitely raised up the circuit board enough to increase pressure on those contact terminals. Now to put the phone back together, you'll see we've got a little slot here. This tab right here matches up with a slot on the backside. So once you match those up, it's just pressing it together. One more. Okay, now check the seams, make sure it's nice and flush. And we can start putting our screws back in. And again, I'll try to speed through that, save you guys a little bit of time. Hopefully when you're doing this, you will have proper tools. Most of the hour that it took me to do this job was trying to figure out what to use for tools. And we'll put our SIM card back in. Now we can load the battery and fire it up. I'll open up the music player, pick a random piece of music. Looks like it's working, the volume down. And we also need the volume down to do screenshots. So it's a simultaneous power and volume down. And it works. Well, this was a good fix. Hopefully you'll have better tools. And if this helped you out, please do give a thumbs up and subscribe for future videos. And to help out anybody else trying to do this, please do share this video. Thanks for watching.